Dear respected brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I bear witness that none is worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I further testify Sayyiduna Habibuna Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his last messenger and his servant. To whomever Allah guides, nobody can ever misguide them. And to whomever Allah leave to be misguided, nobody can ever guide them. This is what we believe. Having said this, I have recited few verses of the Holy Quran. I will paraphrase for the benefit of everybody here today. But the topic of the khutbah today, Dawah. Is it an optional or obligation? I hope and pray that Allah Rabbul Izzat give me an opportunity to relay this message effectively, directly from Quran and Sunnah. And we will walk from here knowing it is indeed our responsibility placed on our shoulder by our Creator, Creator of the universe, Allah Rabbul Izzat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Surah An-Nahl, Surah number 16, ayah number 125. Ayah starts out, Udu'u ila sabili rabbik. Udu'u, Sighatul Amr. It's an amr, it's an order, it's a commandment. When the ayah of the Quran starts with Udu'u, Amr, it's an obligation. If we understand this method and this aspect of the da'wah, then we need not anybody to tell us it is an obligation. But with our attribute, with our approach, with our behavior, with our approach to da'wah, we have made it as an optional. We think there are certain individuals only, they are the one who's supposed to do this job. We are not the one. Walakin Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this particular ayah addressing every one of us as believers. Udu'u ila sabili rabbik. Call towards the path of your Lord. Bil hikmati wal maw'izati al hasana. With wisdom and a beautiful dialogue. Indeed, this is the commandment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He, Allah Rabbul Izzat, have shown us how to discharge this responsibility. You don't just talk. Rather, you talk with wisdom. You want to process your thought process. How best I could present this message of Islam to this individual. That person will receive it in a very, very positive spirit. And if we do not exercise this component, chances are rather than bringing them closer to Islam, we may derive them away from Islam. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us. At times, our action, our behavior, our dealing with non-Muslims could be the only one time he or she would judge Islam. And if it is in the positive spirit, they'll be impressed and would like to learn more. But God forbid, if it was negative, you have represented Islam in a negative manner. Thus, you may have derived the person away. In the day of judgment, we may be held accountable. When Ummuna Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu ta'ala an was asked about the characters of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, she said, Kana khuluquhu al-Quran. His characters were nothing but Quran, walking, talking Quran. And who is Rasul alayhi salatu to us? لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. That's our role model. That's our goal. That's where our eyes are set. So we have got to beautify our life with the beauty of Islam, with Quran and Sunnah first and foremost. And when you act in accordance, you are sure to invite humanity towards this beautiful deen. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ إِنَّ رَبَّكَ هُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنْ ضَلَّ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ. Allah Rabbul Izzat is fully aware who is on His path and who is not. وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ الْمُهْتَدِينَ. And He knows who are rightly guided. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who are rightly guided. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who will invite humanity towards this cause. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enrich us in our knowledge and in our character, so humanity will be attracted towards us in a positive manner. Thus, Udu'u becomes an obligation, not an optional thing. Second set of verses that I recited for you. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Whose speech will be better than the one who calls humanity towards Allah. How beautiful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts it in the Quran. We may talk as much as we want. We may say anything. But the most dear to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one when you speak, you invite humanity towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Life of a believer should be an act of worship. Being a believer, you are continuously in the mode of ibadah. Being a believer does not require you to sit down in one corner of the masjid with the dhikr beads. Walakin, your life as a believer, even when you're sleeping, you're getting ajr. Even when you're doing the business in the market, you're getting ajr. Even when you're spending time with your spouses, you're getting ajr. When you're interacting with the humanity, you're getting ajr. When even you're being mindful of the environment out there, you're being rewarded as well. Thus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. It is become, your entire life become an act of worship when you do it in accordance with Quran and Sunnah. So our goal should be first and foremost is to make our entire life in accordance with Quran and Sunnah to the best of our ability. How can that be achieved? It's good to have good khutbahs. Feel khutbahs and you listen and you walk out of the masjid. By the time you go out, you don't even remember what khatib has talked about it. So what is it that we need to do? Make the niyyah, intention. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. When you enter into the masjid, come to the masjid with the niyyah that today Allah Rabbul Izzat is going to allow me to hear that which is beneficial for me. What's your dalil, Imam? I say, many of us did not plan to come here, but we ended up coming here. I could not have been the khatib of the masjid today, but I am here today. My topic could have been anything else, but that's not the case. All of these things, you being here, me selecting this particular topic, and you being able to listen to, was not a coincidence. It was pre-planned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has ordained for me to be here. Allah has decreed for you to be here. Allah has decided for me to talk about these things because in His divine knowledge, it was the best thing that you and I need to talk about today. So when Allah Rabbul Izzat has planned the lessons for you today, then we come to the masjid with the intention, I am going to learn and internalize, and I will make the niyyah to transform my life in the light of the khutbah. So today's khutbah, Allah wants all of us to understand the obligation and the importance of the dawah. So when you have this niyyah, when you come in, you take all of this information with these two things. One, you want to remember and retain it. Don't let it escape from entering from one ear and exiting from the other. Retain it. And no sooner that you have the opportunity, share it. Share with your colleagues, share with your friends, share with your family, and invite humanity. You could be one person, but when you relay the message of the khutbah to 5 others, you have multiplied your responsibility and opportunity to get more ajr, thawab jariyah, perpetual charity. If one individual, because of your message, goes out to talk about it, you will have it in your mizan. Islam is beautiful. And it is very simple, if only we understand and put to practice. So practicality is a condition. Faith in action is required of us. Only then and then only we will make progress. And I'm all about making progress. Yes, making progress. How? From each khutbah to another khutbah. Whatever the message was given to us, we want to make conscious intention to put into practice before you come back again for the khutbah. Faith in action, practicality. Second, progress. Every single Jumu'ah should make us better Muslim than we were in the last Jumu'ah. Very important. And it can be achieved only if we can consciously work towards it. If we don't pay attention to this, I can assure you, my beloved, every Jumu'ah will come in our life and leave just like many Jumu'ah in our life have came. without having lasting impact on us. Did you ever wonder why? Because we did not have the intention to make improvement. I'll give you an example. When you have a headache, you want to take a pill, medicine, you take, and you assume in 10 to 15, 20 minutes max, you will feel better. That is the expectation from the pill, that your headache will go away. What if it doesn't go away? You sit back and you do nothing? No. You get worried. What's going on? This medicine is not working. Do I go to another one? Do I take an extra pill? What is happening? It's not working the way it's supposed to. We are concerned this much for our physical being, and when it's come to spiritual health, we don't care. Similar accountability, rather more, should be placed on our spirituality. From one khutbah to another khutbah, our life must become better. From one Ramadan to another Ramadan, we must become better Muslim. I would even say from one salah to another salah, we must become better Muslim. And allow me to say, from one sajda to another sajda, we should feel better. Why would we not? We are bowing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar min kulli shay. He is the greatest. You bow before Him, your heart is not moved. You pray before Him, you're not feeling better. I always talk about in United States of America, for people who come from their workplaces, I say, I would like for you to go back to your work in a way that you have so much nur and sakina on you. You feel so much good about it. So much so that your friends who are non-Muslim should ask you, what is it about you? You look very fresh. Friday is the end of the week. We are all very tired. But you seem to be very fresh every single Friday. What is different between you and us? We work in the same place as you do. Then proudly say, on Yawmul Jumu'ah, Allah bless me to be present in the masjid, and I go and pray and I have the opportunity to worship in congregation with my brothers. And there I receive the sakina, peace, nur, and it must reflect. And that will open the door for you to invite the humanity towards. And when they see this, when you give them the secret of your sakina, then they would want. Why? Because the world out there is longing for peace. They're searching for peace everywhere. Walakin peace is only in Islam. Why wouldn't be? The name of this religion was picked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakumul Islam deena. This name of our religion also was given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unlike Christianity and other universal religions have a different name. But your religion and my religion, Allah Himself chose the name for us. Allah huwa as-salam. Our religion, al-Islam. Our greetings, assalamu alaikum. Our title, Muslim. Everything about us is peace, 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 peace. And that peace must reflect with our actions, with our lifestyle. And if we are not enjoying it, then that is something fundamentally wrong with our understanding of our beautiful deen. Nothing wrong with Islam at all. So it is important that we do our due diligence in understanding the true essence of this deen and become a model, an ambassador of this deen. I rather say become the messengers of the messenger, Habibuna Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Understanding the dawah being the obligation, let me move on to the next point. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Udu'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'izatil hasana. Maw'izatil hasana can only be possible when you have sought necessary knowledge of Islam. Education, education, education. Kama qala alayhi salatu, he says, Ana bu'ithtu mu'alliman. He alayhi salatu wasalam said, I have been sent as an educator. Education is the backbone of this deen. The foundation of this deen is on education. Once we educate our children with the proper etiquette, I am a member of Global Association of Islamic Schools, where we have over 29 countries that we are currently diligently working in developing Islamic curriculum that will integrate Islamic education. So revival of Islamic curriculum through integration and globalization of Islamic education. This is uniquely from Islam and Islam only. Reason being, whichever the corner of the world that you go in the world, you will find the same Quran and same Hadith from one corner to another corner. There is nothing changed. This gave the universality of Al-Islam, whereas there is no religion on earth can claim this. Within the United States, we say you have 17 different Bibles. Every one of them saying that mine is right and theirs is not. And it has been maintained not because you and I worked on it. وَلَكِنْ Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. It is I who is revealing this Quran, and I shall surely guard it. And Allah has done it. And over 17 million people have memorized the Quran cover to cover in the language in which Allah has revealed in the Quran. That is the beauty. So education is the key. Once we educate our children with secular education balancing, it really performs miracles. Once we have educated our children with understanding of inviting humanity towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not simply asking them to come, but by living Islam. And that is the beauty. Your neighboring school have done it, and others have benefited in large quantity. Your Bilad bifadlillah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of the blessed Bilad, blessed country on earth. You are blessed people. The Amir is blessed here bifadlillah, who you allow you to worship freely. We in America, we have challenges. It is very challenging to remain Muslim and to practice Islam. We for long have thought that if we only remain Muslim, that's good enough. But soon we realize that's not the case. If we only think of us remaining Muslim, then our generation or their generation for sure will leave Islam. So the only way to make sure that our children remain Muslim, you have to actively invite humanity. And when we open our arms and our masajid and invited humanity, much to our surprise, we found it was the golden age of Dawah in America. We need not to go and do a lot of work for others to come to Islam. We just have to talk about Islam. They were very open and they were willing to listen to us. Americans, generally speaking, are very good people. Very reasonable people. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. When you do this with them, they are very open and receptive. And miracle after miracle, almost every single Jumu'ah, we have people coming to Islam. That encourages the iman of ours. Give us that glad tiding that yes, the purpose that has been placed on your shoulder, when you discharge, it is not you who give guidance. Who give guidance? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our job is to invite humanity. Leave the matter in the hands of Allah. Sometimes in my masjid, we don't even have to go out. They will come. Very interesting story. In the interest of time, I will be very quick. After the Jumu'ah was finished, a brother walked into the masjid. And by the way he entered, we understood that he's new. He's looking everywhere, don't know where to go. So somebody picked him up and brought him. Sheikh, somebody came here. I pulled the chair and I sat down because they're generally not used to sitting on the ground, so they don't know how to sit on the floor. So I asked the brother to bring the chair for him. And he asked me, are you the Sheikh? I said, yes. And he started crying. 220-pound man, 6 foot 4 inches. Humble. I put my hand on his shoulder. I said, is everything okay? He said, yes. He said, in my dream, I saw this masjid environment. And something told me that I should go. And when I came into the mosque and you allowed me to come inside, I thought I was najis. I could not come. But when you opened your doors for me to come, I felt very valued. And when the adhan was called, he said, those were the words that I heard in my ears, in my dream. Something tell me to go and accept Islam, be with these people. Then I recited the entire adhan and he was crying. And he said, what can I do to become Muslim? My beloved, he entered into the folds of Islam. Ever since I see this man regularly coming to the masjid, he have memorized 17 small juz, last 3 months only. 17 small chapters, surahs of the Quran. He's working in the entire salah in Arabic. You know what it tells me? Surah Al-Muhammad, akhri ayah. وَإِن تَتَوَلَّوْا يَسْتَبْدِلْ قَوْمًا غَيْرَكُمْ ثُمَّ لَا يَكُنْ وَأَمْثَالَكُمْ. If we Muslims don't do what we're supposed to do for Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending us warning that He will replace us with someone who would certainly be not like us. How many Muslims today are religiously coming to the masjid for 5 times a day? How many of us are connected with Quran and wanting to memorize Quran? How many of us trying to read Quran and wanting to understand what my Rabb wants from me? How many of us literally living the past and changing our life in accordance with Quran and Sunnah? And look at this individual who just came into Islam and trying to change his entire life. His family disowned him. He's no longer committed with anybody. He has no friends, and at times he doesn't even have a place to stay. He's taking all of this gladly only because he wants Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure. So my beloved, it is our opportunity. Let us do what we can to practice Islam in our daily life and take this religion and dawah of this as an obligation, not an optional thing. وَدُعُوا إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ بِالْحِكْمَةِ وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ صَدَقَ اللَّهُ الْعَظِيمُ. Very briefly, 3 things, inshallah, summa inshallah ta'ala. I am the director of the Imams Council of America, bifadlillah, where we are working together with Imams, educating them about the challenges of our time, how to interact with the youth and address the issues that they are facing on day-to-day basis. Not limited to the multimedia, this gadget that has really captured our time and taken us away from remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This gadget has literally opened the windows for all ma'asiyah out there. So times like this demand from all of us to understand this system and learn the harms of it so we can protect our progeny and our children. Second, there is a movement of LGBTQ that's going on. We need to talk about it very openly and educate. If we don't, others are already talking about it. So we need to educate people in accordance with Quran and Sunnah how Allah and Rasul has prohibited these things. Third, education is the must. Obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a must. Khalisatan li wajhillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala must resonate with every one of us. And our eyes should not be on dunya, rather Rabbul Izzat, Allah Rabbul Izzat. Last but not the least, we are very close to the month of Ramadan. I simply cannot come from the member without talking about it. Many Ramadan has came in our life and left. I would like to ask all of you, can we make the niyyah to make this Ramadan a memorable Ramadan? Make this Ramadan a best Ramadan in our life. Make this Ramadan a transforming Ramadan that will make you a better individual. That can only happen if you adopt 3 things. 1, establish your relationship with the Quran. Finish at least once in the month of Ramadan entire Quran, if not twice. If you don't understand the Arabic language, read with the meanings. Second, fast with purpose. What is the purpose of fast? يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون, so that you may learn taqwa. So the purpose of the fast is to inculcate taqwa. And Rasulullah says, at-taqwa ha-huna, at-taqwa ha-huna, at-taqwa ha-huna. He said taqwa is in your heart. We need to inculcate. And once we do this, inshallah, inshallah ta'ala, we will have the reason to celebrate our Eid by achieving the goal that we have set our minds to. So let us make this Ramadan a purposeful and meaningful Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all of us. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and those who have made it possible for me to stand before you and to share these thoughts in the light of Quran and Sunnah. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant acceptance of our coming. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower His mercy and grace upon Turkey and Syria's victims. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward those generous donors who have given generously for this cause. May Allah accept their contributions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on the ummah of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma arham ummata Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma arham ummata Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma arham ummata Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma aslih ummata Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. اللهم احفظ أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم آت أنفسنا تقواها وزكيها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم إنا نسألك سلامة في الدين وعافية في الجسد وزيادة في العلم والهدى وبركة في الرزق وصحة في العقل. إلهي إلهنا توبة قبل الموت وراحة عند الموت والعفو عند الحساب والفوز بالجنة والنجاة من النار برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وأنت المستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. أقم الصلاة.